fortunate enough to have been raised with all four of my grandparents within about a 10-mile radius of where I grew up, and most of them lived well into my adulthood. And at a certain point, we had my mother's dad and my father's mother were still living, and I enjoyed being with them a lot. And so here's some of the advice, and they're not quotes, but sort of like advice that I grew up with. I asked my grandfather, so Grandpa, what advice would you give me? I mean, you've lived a long time. He was about 100 years old at this time, maybe 98. He wrote a book of poetry when he was 92, so I mean, he was pretty spry. He went to one of these assisted living places, and he was one of the only men there that could not only walk, but dance a little. So you gotta know, his shoes leather got worn out quite a bit there at that place where he lived. He was quite a character. But he said, well, my advice would be, just be who you are. There are too many people in this world trying to be something they're not. And then he launched off into this whole diatribe about credit card debt, which I won't go through. And then my grandmother, I said, so Grandma, what would you tell me? I mean, if you could give me some advice. And she came up with 3 things, and she said, learn everything you can learn. Be nice to people, be nice to everybody. And for you, sing. And I think that advice goes for all of you as well. Yay!
Yay.
So what I'm going to do is make this really short tonight. It's going to be all about the senior kids who are going to be able to perform. So what I would like to have happen to facilitate this in a moment, there's a junior high choir concert going on next door. Hopefully they're coming here. They're up on Willis. So hopefully, be nice to them. If you see them in the hall, be nice. They're from Willis. Seniors are going to come up, and I just got these little notebooks because, as you may or may not know, kids, if you've been in my office, 3/4 of it is empty little notebooks that I always think I'm going to fill with really profound things. And I just buy another one and hope I'll write in that one, and I just never get around to it. So probably next year you juniors are going to inherit all my empty notebooks. But anyway, this year I went out and bought some for you guys. They're just little ones that you could carry around with you if you like. And put meaningful things in them, if you will. They're small, they'll fit. You can take them with you to your college dorm or to wherever it is you end up in the next, 4 months. So when you come up here, I'm going to give you a little book. I'll read your quote that I chose for you. And I may or may not tell you why I chose it. That might be part of the mystery. And then right in here, there is a bunch of little, they're kind of like, well, they're not like really fortune cookies. They're, because you don't eat them. I don't know how to describe this. Anyway, it says 30 days of wonderfulness or something. I don't know. It says whatever it takes. So you're going to draw one. Each senior is going to draw one out of here. Crack it open and read it to us. And I think we'll find out whether it's appropriate for you or not. It's kind of a gamble, I guess. And then I want you to take one of these little pencils. You know these? I've tried to give you these throughout the years. You still have yours, okay? So I want you to take this, and when you get your notebook, would you just do one thing for me when you get it? It's blank. I didn't write anything in it. I printed my stuff for that reason, that yours would be blank. I would like you to write something in here, because seniors, we didn't actually do that final the way we thought we were going to. So at least I can be honest about your grade. Okay, so write it in here. Something really important that you're going to take with you into your lives from choir class. Write it down tonight. Once you get your book, go back to your seat and write it down. Otherwise you might forget. And you're going to leave me, and then you're going to forget. But anyway, okay, so here's the first one. I'll christen this. Nobody knows what is the best he can do. Arthur, I can't read it. Oh, Toscanini. Nobody really knows what their best is, so I guess you just keep going for it. Got it? I may or may not have to translate these. Okay, here we go. I need all of the men to come up alphabetically by last name and just line up right here. Starts with Colton and ends with Mario. Walk this way.
Surprise, surprise. Yes, you can.
Retrieve Affinity Quartet, please. I think they're in the hallway practicing, like the men's bathroom.
Go quick, Haley. You can go. You can do it. Nicole's going to get them.
Okay. You can come back and sing.
No, she's to go.
Chris, is the men's quartet up there? them to come back, please. Okay. So, let's see, I'll get your pencil. Colton. Hi, honey, how are you? And did you want to say something tonight? Well, we'll see, won't we, if everyone's still here and awake. Okay. Colton, here's your quote. It's by Henry David Thoreau. I have learned that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. And I think you know what you want, you know who you are, and you go after it with great zeal, and I'm proud of you. What's it say? You crack it open like this. Here, watch, boys. I'm gonna have it in service. Are you ready? Want to read it for you?
We will be better tomorrow than we were today. What do we need tomorrow?
If we won't be better tomorrow than we were today, then what do we need tomorrow for? There you go. Take your pencil. Go write something important. Okay. Nice hat. Stephen, confidence comes not from always being right, but from not fearing to be wrong. And you have gone for it all 4 years. You go for it. You get coached. You go for it. You get coached. You get it right. You go for it. You make a mistake. You keep going for it. And I have loved that about you for not only all these 4 years, but I even had a year with you in Sandburg. So here you go, honey. Thank you. Oh, and then I wrote them all a special little note after their quote that's inside their book. So you can draw. And here's your pencil.
Okay. If at first you don't succeed, you are in good company.
That's good.
Oliver Dorr. Oliver, happiness does not come from doing easy work, but from the afterglow of satisfaction that comes after the achievement of a difficult task that demanded our best. And I've heard him play the piano sometimes, and I marvel at how difficult the pieces are that he plays and how beautiful they are. And I know that those are hard-fought battles. And congratulations to you for that. And not only that, but oh my gosh, did you turn out to be something you didn't start out to be? And his family knows exactly what I mean. This young man grew up so hard this last year, and I have loved that about you. So here's your quote, here's your pencil. Tell you what, pass these down. Pick a pencil. Pick a quote, just don't read it till you get here. Okay. Fitting, he says.
It's not who we are that holds us back, it's who we think we are not. Michael Nolan.
Yes, sir. Danny Fagan. All right. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing that you think you cannot do. Eleanor Roosevelt. I'm not sure you thought for sure you'd be able to do choir, but you grabbed it with both hands, and I am so glad you did, and congratulations to you.
It's your life, your one and only life, so take excellence very personally, Scott Johnson.
Come on. Did you write down anything? Okay. What's Tyler's? Oh, did I give you two? Oh, my bad. Tyler, I have yours here. Most people achieved their greatest success one step beyond what looked like their greatest failure. And I remember when he came in the door, and he's boomed out in his low voice. Hey, go ahead, just try it out. Let's reenact this. Ready? Hi, what's your name?
Tyler.
Every head in the room turned. All the guys were like, wow, there's a bass. It was awesome. The problem was he had about a 4-note range when he first started. But he kept after it and kept after it. And then he had this little scooping thing that he did, and he kept after that. And now, as I said, and you will see in my note, you stand shoulder to shoulder with the best.
If you're going to worry, don't do it. If you do it, don't worry. David Armistead.
Danny Gutierrez. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. You have shown a lot of courage. This is a band guy, came into choir from theory class, and you have grown so much. And I totally enjoyed watching the expressiveness with which you sing. And you just rock my world, Danny. Congratulations.
Live all you can. It's a mistake not to. Henry James.
Live all you can. Right on. Dewey Jeffries. Live your heart's passion. Do whatever it is that excites your inner light and passion. Live exuberantly with purpose and excitement. Truly make your daily life an adventure. I think you're well on your way to doing that. Congratulations.
The saddest words of tongue or pen are these 4 words. It might have been. Oliver Wendell Holmes.
Jared Jensen, or as I refer to him lovingly, J3. Well, his middle initial is J as well. Well, never mind. It's not what you gather, but what you scatter that tells the kind of life you have lived. What kind of life you have lived, by Helen Walton. I have just recently heard you play the electric bass in a practice room, hours ago. I didn't know you could play like that. I would like you to scatter your talents a little more vociferously, please, so that the rest of the world might benefit from you.
Talk about finding their lives. In reality, life is not something you find, it's something you create. David Phillips.
It's going to sound familiar here in a few minutes. Brady Larson. I'm so glad you guys can alphabetize. I'm so proud of you. It is the greatest of all mistakes to do nothing because you can do a little. Only do a little. Do what you can. Do all the good you can do for all the people you can, as long as ever you can. Reverend Sidney Smith. And Brady, you didn't even know what you had when you walked into the choir room. And I think we've all discovered it with you. I'm not gonna get emotional. Wait. You have to scratch the surface of what you can do. Woohoo! So you have to keep singing. That's all there is to it. I don't care what you do in life. If you're going to be a plumber, you're going to be the singing plumber. I don't care. Whatever it is you're going to do in your life, you have to keep that in your life. Okay?
There ain't no rules around here. We're trying to accomplish something.
There ain't no rules around here. We're trying to accomplish something. Okay. Justin Maroney, go. Justin Maroney, not Justin Maroney, go. Okay. Go as far as you can see. When you get there, you can see further. I think that's what you've done in choir. I think you weren't sure what it would be. Quiet, astute AP Music Theory student. And then I talked him into being in choir, and he came, and not only into men's choir, but into chamber choir. And I think your eyes have been opened, and you have more talents than you probably knew you did. Congratulations.
Be absolutely determined to enjoy what you do. Gary Sikowski.
Justin Schulmeyer. I have learned that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life, as by the obstacles which he has overcome while trying to succeed. Booker T. Washington. Now, Justin has some obstacles with his lungs that he has worked through. And I think singing might have helped get a little capacity going, and I'm proud of you for that. But also being a guy that never complained about it. You might have to stop and take an extra breath or two, but you have overcome that in a way that allowed you to perform and be a great part of this. Thank you so much. He hooked up my computer for me when we got new computers. And while he was in there, we got to talking, and I invited him to come to choir, and he took me up on it, and I'm so glad.
Never tell anyone that something can't be done. God may have waited centuries for someone ignorant enough of the impossible to do that very thing.
Matthew Stevens. Sometimes the best helping hand you can give is a good firm push. Why did I choose that for you, my friends? A good firm push. Yes, we lived through your freshman year together, and I'm so glad we did. And I love the young man you've become.
Sometimes you just have to take the lead to build your wings on the way down.
Mario. Everyone has talent. What is rare is the courage to follow that talent to the dark place where it leads. I mean, what was barbershop to you 4 years ago? Nothing. You knew nothing about it. You have leapt in with both feet. You have so many talents, and you might be tempted to be spread too thin. Be careful. There's another quote that says, "One who chases 2 rabbits loses both." So I know you're going to focus in on certain areas, and then you'll come back and circle around and pick up others because you are so very, very talented. And
That's what freedom is all about, a chance to be better.